Hello, I'm just shooting from the hip with my iPhone, but I wanted to jump in here and give you a little intro to this video because I originally filmed this video for the purposes of uploading on TikTok, but then when I uploaded my last video where I had some more controversial takes, I guess, or I was talking about new Korean beauty products and testing them out with you guys, some of you guys had mentioned you really wanted to see more in-depth swatches, and I also thought the topics that I was covering in this video I intended for TikTok interesting. So I'm also gonna post this on my YouTube for those of you guys who want the swatches but also are interested in some of the topics I talk about in this video. Also, side note, when I filmed this with the intention of putting it on TikTok, I didn't fully flesh out some of the ideas that I talk about. So maybe these are good jumping points for us to maybe talk about in later videos. So leave it in the comment section down below if you have any thoughts to contribute to what I'm talking about in this video. And also, you guys are kind of getting extra content anyways because it's my YouTube channel, you know. I am adding more texture and swatches and up close video of the products themselves. So you guys are getting the bonus edition. So anyways, that's what this video is. And so yeah. So these are from Fwee. These are the Blurry pudding pots. I have, I believe, 9 shades here that got sent over to me to try, and I am so excited about this for several reasons. So number one, as you can tell from the packaging, these are very bright, vibrant colors. Now, why is this unique to Korean beauty? Because Korean beauty a lot of times is about lighter skin tones, muted tones, more natural looks, and these are giving pigment. So I actually believe that a lot of different skin tones will be able to use these products, which are very exciting because I'm a firm believer that Korean beauty needs to do a better job at expanding the horizons when it comes to shade ranges and products that are more available for different skin tones to use. I'm actually gonna be swatching all of the shades that I have on my face as I'm talking about these, so let me go ahead and get started on that because we are gonna be talking a bit. Now, like I mentioned, I am very excited about these shades. So not only are the shades that they offer pigmented, but there are 30 shades available, which is insane for any company to come out with, let alone a Korean beauty company. And the shades vary from a lot of different shade families. They actually have them categorized. So there are 5 different families of shades on top of that. As you can tell, blends out beautifully and applies really nicely. I actually think me talking about shades is a video for another time because I have some thoughts on that, and it's very complicated because I've been in the Korean beauty space for almost 10 years now talking about Korean beauty products, and I frankly am kind of disappointed sometimes at where we're at when it comes to Korean beauty, but like I said, that's a complicated conversation to have. So right now I'm just going to be reviewing these shades and swatching them for you guys. As you can tell, oh my god, so pigmented. Okay, well, that's where we're at. By the way, I'm swatching these on my cheeks because that is most likely how I will be using them, but they are designed to also be worn on the lips as well, so you could use them there, but I think that these are such beautiful cheek colors. I'll swatch one on my lips just so you guys can see the texture of them. So the texture of these is also really unique because I would say a pudding is a very accurate way to put how these feel. They have kind of a rebound to them when you put your finger into the jar, but once you kind of break through the top, they almost have kind of that soft moussey texture. Do you guys remember the old school Maybelline, those foundations? That's kind of what the texture feels like when you break through the top of it. My millennials, I'm sure, will remember. The Dream Mousse, that's what I'm talking about. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So on top of being able to use these on not only your cheeks and your lips, you can also layer these. So these are kind of designed to be mixed together depending on what type of shade you want. And like I said, since they have 5 different shade families, you can really tailor the shades to your skin tone, whatever aesthetic you like. And they also have more nudie ones, which I have here. So if you're not super into this pigment, they have other shades that you could use. But I'm someone who likes to see my blush color, and so I am very excited for these. I'm feeling like we're having progress with some of these newer Korean beauty brands. Another thing that I have, I guess maybe an interesting take on is this is gonna sound crazy, I don't have a lot of loyalty to brands. Don't get me wrong, I definitely have brands that I know I tend to like products from, but each product alone is gonna be a standalone product for me that I'm gonna be taking individually. But I also think brands not only need to earn your loyalty, but also keep it. And how do they do that, you ask? Is by continuing to create products that align with what their consumer base wants. I was talking about this recently on my YouTube channel, and I was saying how I was a little disappointed in some of the bigger Korean beauty brands because I felt like they weren't innovating enough, and I was really excited to see what these indie beauty brands have been coming out with, because clearly they have some good concept. And it might have came off on my part as like I was bashing these big brands, but more was like I was disappointed in them because they have the resources to innovate, do research and development, and also globalize in general, which requires to broaden your horizon if you're looking for a larger audience. And frankly, I just have higher expectations for them because I know they have higher access to more resources. And sometimes when they choose not to innovate, or they choose to kind of re-release the same things over and over and over again, I feel like they're getting a little too comfortable. So for me, seeing some of these indie beauty brands competing more with some of the bigger brands, it means they're going to be more incentivized to create better products. The more competition is, the better products there's going to be because they're competing with each other. By the way, I'm like almost done with my cheek swatches, and I have completely failed to mention how much I like these little packages. They look like little macaroons, and they're like really, you know, they're solid packaging. Now here's the thing, because some of you guys might call me out for this, is that I am fully aware that a lot of times bigger brands will release like sister brands or brands underneath them as like indie brands. It's almost to like create distance between the bigger brands and kind of create that ethos of being a smaller, more intimate beauty brand. Call me crazy. I don't know if I have so much of a problem with that, as long as they're like aligning with what that smaller brand is supposed to be. Again, like I said, competition creates better products, because Fwee is actually a sister brand. Whoa, that one's like very pigmented. Is a sister brand of Nambuzen. So like Nambuzen is like the skincare branch, while Fwee is kind of their makeup branch. But I would still consider Nambuzen kind of indie, even though they're pretty popular and have like a vast range of products. I tried to look it up. I don't know if they're under like a conglomerate, like a lot of Korean beauty companies are. They very might well be. But as a consumer, at the end of the day, I'm looking for good quality products at a fair price and products that perform well. I guess all that to say is that I think it's good to have more brands, more competition, because especially in the Korean beauty space, I am sick of the same like neutral eyeshadow palettes, the cushion foundations that never match my skin tone, and the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm just really excited to see something different. That, by the way, is the lightest shade that I have, so if you're curious on what that looks like, I think you could really sheer that out and make it look very natural if you wanted to. These are so pretty. Like, I really like these. Not only do I think they're really innovative and cool, I like the texture, the packaging is super cute. I like that you can use them on your cheeks and your lips, and that there are a lot of shades available. Like, again, I'm so impressed by how many shades they just released from the get-go, but that these are gonna show up on a lot of people's skin tones. And I also think that these would be really good on like all skin types, because I have a dry skin type, so that moussiness kind of helped camouflaging any like skin dryness I might have. But this is also not so oily that oily skin people couldn't use it, or combination. And I think that moussiness would actually help with some texture on the skin, because it does kind of cushion against the skin. And as I said at the beginning of the video, let me go to pick one. We're gonna swatch it on my like dry or wrinkly lips and see how they do. So let's use the shade Feelin'. All right, let's get up close and personal. I'm gonna use the little silicone tip there, you can see. Again, there's a close-up of that texture with kind of that top broken through. I'm gonna dip. You can definitely still see the texture, and my lips look pretty dry, like not powder donut dry, but definitely matte lip dry. And frankly, it's kind of why I don't wear matte lip colors, because like my lips are just too dry for it, but it actually doesn't look too bad. But like I said, I would probably use these as cheap products anyways, because I think there are better matte lip products out there. These are cool. Good job, Fwee. I hope more brands follow suit, come out with more shades, more accessibility. Isn't variety the spice of life? So anyways, now I have to close this video out because I never closed it out properly for YouTube. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, links are down in the description box below, and I hope you guys like me talking more casually about some more interesting, or I don't know if I'd call them controversial, but just like opinionated takes, because usually I don't do a lot of these. So anyways, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.